Hey, what's up, fam? Welcome to another video by Team Made to Manifest. This right here is my beautiful wife, Iana.
And this is my jazzy husband, Ayuze.
You gonna play my saxophone, baby?
You jazzy, baby. Jazzy.
You ain't hear what I said, did you?
Team Made to Manifest. Let's get focused. All right, y'all. Have a question for you, and it's a very important question that I don't want you to just allow to go in one ear and out the other. I don't want you to say, "Oh, I've heard that question before," and that's cliche. I want you to really feel it. So I want you to come a little bit closer. I want you to pay attention. And I really want you to ask yourself this question: am I willing to tell my story? Am I willing to tell my story? I didn't ask you, are you ready? I didn't ask you, are you brave enough? I didn't ask you, will you do it right now? But I said, are you willing? Are you willing? Willingness indicates that there is a level of openness that you have about whatever the endeavor is. Being willing means that closed fists, they open up and you say, like folks do in church
Don't put me in
sometimes.
my eye.
Like folks do in church sometimes, they lift their hands up, right? Right? I surrender to the process. I'm willing. Or when the police pull you over, hopefully it hadn't happened too much to you guys or at all, but hey, we all have been there or somewhere like that. And you put your hands up, I surrender. I'm willing to do what it is you asked me to do. And so my question for you as we talk to you today is, are you willing to tell your story? Why do we need to tell our story? We hear it all the time. And I have to say for myself, I've been in the personal development and doing therapy and all of that business, that industry for some time. My husband and I both have. And so we talk a lot about being willing to tell your story and that you have to free yourself by being willing to tell your story. That it's not just about you. There is a therapeutic thing that happens when you tell your story, because when you hear it, when you write it down, when you speak it, when you put it out there, even if no one's in the room. I mean, the first part of telling a story, what I often tell clients that we work with, is to tell it to yourself. Because if you haven't told it to yourself, then ain't no way you're going to tell it to somebody else. So that may be, like I said, in journaling or writing it down. It may be looking in the mirror and just saying it. It may be, and I often encourage people to do this, getting a tape recorder and recording yourself, telling your story, and then listen to it and see how it impacts you. So there's a piece that's very, very, very important for you to get out of it so that you can hear it. You can pay attention to the feelings that come up when you hear it. You can write down what those feelings are. You can challenge yourself to look at what that is and say, you know what? Some of that don't make no sense. I feel ashamed when I shouldn't. I feel embarrassed when I shouldn't. I feel pride when I shouldn't. Whenever it is, you allow yourself to go to another level when you analyze your story and you take it in, and then you finally accept it for what it is. But that is just the beginning. There's something very powerful about the fact that you can get all of that from telling your story. But honey, tell them what it is when somebody else hears their story and why it is their duty and their responsibility, I believe, we believe, for everyone to tell their story.
One of the biggest issues is that we all walk around, or many people walk around, feeling a sense of shame about their personal experience. They feel embarrassed, like my wife just mentioned. Many times people feel like, I'm not worthy of better.
Right.
And so when you allow yourself to be open and allow yourself to be a vessel and be vulnerable enough to share your story, that story that you're sharing is somebody else's experience. It's somebody else's walk. It's what somebody else is going through.
Yeah.
And so it's healing. Your revealing is healing to the next person. Your revealing is helping them to unearth, to expose, to discover, and to really understand that I am okay. When you allow yourself to be a vessel in a vehicle to allow your story to be shared, and you open up to allow the fruit of your experience to allow somebody else's healing to occur, then what that does is it allows that person to just be in a space of authenticity and to understand again that I am okay. I am okay.
So I'm going to share something with you. I'm getting a little emotional, a little teary-eyed here. My husband and I attended the first Empower Network conference 1 week after we joined the Empower Network, and One didn't really know what to expect, but was we were excited to see what it was all about. And some people will get this, some won't. But when I went up in there, and was there for a while, we were on a break, and I said to my husband, "Oh Lord, I feel like I've been in church." And he looked at me and he smiled, because person after person, they told their story. And there are particular stories that stand out to you. All of them were amazing. Not because they had, been in a tsunami and lived to tell it necessarily, but because I identified with emotions, with feelings, with experiences, with things that other human beings have gone through. And if they weren't willing to tell their story, I wouldn't have been able to hear it while I sat in the seat and be impacted. And then, in turn, what did I do? I said, babe, let's record this video to tell people about why it's so important to tell their story. But if Debbie Turner, she's a leader in Empowered Network, Tony Rush, if they didn't tell their stories, let me just say this. Debbie Turner talked about having gone through so much in her life. She's making a lot of money now on the web and within the Empowered Network. But she came and she talked about the fact that she had been through a lot, talked about her mother having, I believe, a stroke, talked about health issues that she was dealing with, and she listed it out. It was very poignant when you list it out. That's why I tell folks to write stuff down. And she had up on the screen, thing after thing after thing after thing that was happening to her.
She said something happened every month over the course of a year.
Oh
That
my
sent her into a
God.
deep state of depression. Like she couldn't even get out of bed.
She could not even get out the bed. And when you see the list, you're like, I don't even know, how you could even wake up. I don't even know how you can sit up in the bed.
And then you start to flirt with the idea of, am I ready to go home?
Right.
That's what she talked
That's
about.
what she.
Not that she said she would ever do it, but
Right.
she said that the thought did cross her mind. And a lot of people have been there, been in that
And
space.
people won't say it, though.
Yeah.
People won't say it, because it's embarrassing or whatever. But in listening to her, I started to. I told my husband there was certain points in time where I wanted to bawl. I wanted to cry. I wanted to. Just let the tears flow. And I guess because I'm still growing, I was like holding on my seat, like, keep it together, Yana, keep it together. But a few tears fell when they really needed to gush. Because what I identified with, as she talked about all that was going on in her life, is that I feel very blessed and I feel very privileged to have had all of the opportunities that I have had, that my husband and I have had, to work with couples, to work with families, to talk about change, to talk about pushing, to reveal and share of ourselves. But sometimes, probably more, no, ain't no probably, let me tell the truth. More than sometimes, life is a lot. We have a son who has sickle cell anemia, who must be cured. It has to happen, because that's the kind of mother I am. There is a cure, so he's going to get it. But it costs money. It requires a match. It requires a lot that I cannot control. And for those of you out there who are parents, you know what that feels like when there's things that happen or that can happen that are just outside of your control. All you can do is push forward to do your part and ask and expect that God will show up. There's a lot that goes on in our life with counseling people and availing ourselves to people through teaching and expanding our business and doing all of the things that we want to do, but also wanting to be present for my children. So that when my daughter says, Mommy, can we do this? That I'm not so involved with my son, or I'm not so involved with my business, or involved with myself, that I'm not available to them. I want to be present for them in a way that I can honestly say, I didn't always have when I was younger. My father was not present for me because he wasn't about it. My mother did the best she could, but she was moving and shaking because she was trying to change her life. So she was not always present and available for me emotionally. And I got to do it differently for mine. So when I heard Debbie Turner talk about her story and talk about all of the things that she had been through, and the fact that she just decided, you know what, I'm depressed, I can't get up, but I'm going to sit up in my bed and I'm going to blog from my bed. And I'm going to put videos out, and I'm going to tell my story, and I'm going to pay attention to the training, and I'm going to listen to the life-giving audio that the Empowered Network provides, and it's out here all over the place. That when she did that, little by little, she was able to create a revolution in her life. If she didn't tell that, I would not have heard from her and gotten what I need to get so that I can give to myself, so that I can give to my family, and so that we can give to you. It is a ripple effect. That is how universal law operates. That is how universal energy operates. You have to be willing to tell it. You free yourself and you free others in the process. So if you're not ready, that's okay. You ain't got to have it all together. Just be willing. Take the first step. Take action. Tell your story. Some of you may have heard and some of you might not have, but we are now engaged in a new project, a new endeavor in our business where we are helping people to follow their purpose, follow their passion, get in touch with the things that might be standing in the way as people endeavor to get that gift out. And whether it's a brand, a message, a business, an idea, we'd like for you to join us if this resonates with you. This is an excellent business opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to be able to expand your cause, to expand your voice, and to be able to go to another level in your business. So if you're interested, please do reach out and connect with us. You can visit us at madetomanifest.com. That's madetomanifest.com, or click the link below. We look forward to connecting with you.